Good morning, all of you. So today we're going to discuss about some more features in SSIS. The feature is called use checkpoints in SSIS package. So the purpose of checkpoint is that whenever a package having multiple tasks, and if one of them are getting failed, and if you correct the task or the correct the issue and restart the package has to start executing from where it has failed. So that kind of concept you can achieve using checkpoints in SSIS. So let us understand what are the features we have. Checkpoints is the restart package from point of failure. For example, I have task 1 and task 2, and the task 1 is getting completed successfully, and task 2 where the package failed because of some issues. Check the issue and rerun the package should not execute the task 1 again, and it should not do the dumping of or doing the same activity again and again. So to fail where so it is executed, where it is stopped. Okay, so that's what is the configuration given by the checkpoint. Now what here happens is that whenever you create a checkpoint, it create one XML file or one text file there. So in that in that file, what it does is that, for example, you have uh, say you have task 1 and we have task 2. Okay, so now what happens is that the task 1 is getting succeeded, so it is success, and the task 1 is getting executed, it got failed here. Okay, so what happens is that, so this information will be written onto the XML file, onto the one text file. When you use checkpoint, this file is created, and you have to store it in C drive or D drive of your computer. So whenever it is executing a task, it maintains this whether it is successfully executed or whether it is successful or it's failed. So when you correct the task 2 and restart the package, the SSS package will read the information from the checkpoint configuration file, and whatever be the task is failed, from there the execution starts. Okay, once the execution is completed, then what happens is that the file is deleted permanently. So that's what is the file is very important here. So create an XML file. In this XML file, or it can be a text file also, what happens is it will maintain the status for each and every task and values of user defined variables, records each executable that successfully runs, and takes one of the following two options: saves the file if the package failed or stopped, deletes the file if the entire package runs successfully. So the file which you're talking about, this is the file, it will maintain like this. And if the package is smooth, then this file is going to be deleted. Will reference the checkpoint file when we rerun the package. So this is the thing we have to understand. So you have to be very clear when is that checkpoints can be used. So checkpoint can be used, okay, can be used only in control flow level. So that means data flow you cannot do that. Control flow level only. So this is the one point we have to be very clear with when we're talking about checkpoints. Okay. So when we're talking about checkpoint, the first point is that checkpoint can be used only in control flow only. Flow level only. So cannot use data flow. So checkpoints only available for the control flow, but not to the data flow. These 2 points are very important. Okay. So this is the one thing you have to be very clear with. The second thing is that you may get an interview question saying that, so So normally people would ask, what is the question they ask in interview is that I have a data flow, and in that data flow I have a source and I have a destination, and in the source I have say some 10,000 rows, and I'm getting, that the data is getting copied. So at least I have copied some 2000 rows, and then the package failed. Okay, then package failed. So the issue is in the data flow I have a source and the destination. I have 10,000 rows, and the package is getting executed and copied 2000 data, and after that the package failed. Okay. Now when I run the package next time after solving the issue, I would like to start after 2000 rows. Can I achieve this activity using checkpoint? The answer is no. Checkpoint cannot support, no, because checkpoint cannot support data flow tasks, and it cannot work at row level. For example, this row is successfully copied, the next row is failed, so it cannot control at the row level. So what it does, checkpoints, it can, okay. So checkpoint always works at task level. Okay, task level and control flow level only. So this is very, very important point we have to be clear with. So checkpoint cannot support data flow level. It cannot work at the row level. For example, I have copied 2000 rows, and after that the package failed. Then can I achieve what kind of behavior? When I restart the package once again, I would like to start from 2001 row. Okay, because 2000 rows have been copied already. Can I achieve this kind of a behavior using a checkpoint? The answer is what? No, you cannot achieve at the row level, because checkpoint cannot support the data flow task. It cannot work at the row level. Okay, you cannot configure the checkpoints at data flow level. That is the point. So data flow level, you cannot configure the checkpoint. Checkpoint always works at the task level, and always you can configure at the control flow level only. Okay, so you cannot do anything with the data flow level. So that's one more point we have to be very clear. So what is the purpose here? Only the task need to fail, not the row. Now, few things we have to be very clear with. Configure checkpoints at the control flow level. Right click on the control flow designer. Properties you have to use is that never always exist. A checkpoint file is not used. And when you use always, select this to always restart the package from the checkpoint, and select this to restart the package only if the checkpoint file is available. Okay. And one more thing, at the task level you have to do fail package, fail package on failure, make it to true. And few more things we have to do it. This is fail package on failure. This is set property at task level for all tasks. If you have 10 tasks, set the below property for all tasks. Right click on each task and fail package true. Okay. And at the checkpoint config steps, this you have to do it on the control flow designer. Right click, and you have to make it. So here we have to make these three steps. What is this? Checkpoint file, you have to provide a text file or XML file. Checkpoint issues, make it to exist, and save checkpoints to. These two steps configuration you have to do. So what I'm going to do is that, let me quickly go to my package tasks, so which is deleting from city. So I have a city here, and go here. I have let me take some data, and I have some data in the city. Now what I'm going to take, I'm going to take one more table called select star, and here also let me insert some data here, and I have some data here. So I have what I'm going to use, I'm going to So go here and take one more execute SQL task. Quickly just configure it. Go to test, that is a connection manager I have. Then simply drop. This is delete from EMP. So all the data will be deleted from EMP table. So EMP table. Okay. Save the package. Now I have task 1 which is deleting from city table. I have task 2 which is deleting from employee table. Now you go to employee. I have some data. You go to city, I have some data. Now everything is working fine. Now let me execute and test it. Both of them have run successfully. Now this is fine. Both activities are doing perfectly fine. Now you quickly go here and check whether you have the data or not. It is run smoothly. And insert data here and check whether you have data. It's not there. Insert the data. Now these two files have data. But if the one of the tasks have to configure checkpoints. Now what you do, you have to go to each and independent task level and F4 press properties, and here fail package, you have to make it to, it will be there in the false, then you have to make it true. Fail package on failure, you come here and press F4 or right click and go to properties, and fail package on failure you have to make it to true. This is the first thing you have to do when you want to configure checkpoints. So next thing is that when you go here, right click, go to properties and fail package on failure, make it to true, and come to each and every task and you have to perform this action. Come here, properties, and fail package on failure, make it to true. Once it is over, then close this window. Then right click on, we are in the control flow, right click on the designer and go to properties. Now here, so what we have to do is we have to give checkpoint file name. Click on here, and I'm just taking desktop and I'm giving some checkpoint file .txt. I'm just giving some name, or you can also give an XML file. Click open. So this is checkpoint file name, and here you have three options. You have never exist. So use if exists, you can use that. And after that, what we have to do, one more property we have to put, that is property that is save checkpoints, make it to true. So you have to come save checkpoint. Save checkpoint, make it to true. This is one property you have to make it to true. So you can just click here, you will get everything here. If you go for the sorting order, you will be getting the save checkpoint below, but when you click on this button, so it will have task, it group it by the subheading level. So this is the file name I have given, then checkpoint uses, if exist, and save checkpoints, make it to true. Then this is at the which level I have configured. I have configured at the, I have to right click here and go to properties. Okay. Now the first thing, checkpoint, you have to provide the file name. You have to provide the name and .txt file. Never means nothing. And if exist means if it is there, you can use it. Always means, I think I have given you the, what is always? Always means select this to always restart the package from the checkpoint. So let me use the third one. So select this to restart the package only if the checkpoint file is available. Now, when you use always, what happens is when the execution is over, it may delete the file. So if it is successful, it may delete the file. So that is the issue. When you go for always, if the checkpoint file is not there, then it does not run. Okay. So let me go for if exist, make it true. and just close this and save the package. Now also you run once and both of them are working fine, no issues. Okay, now we don't have any data. Let me insert some data here. I have to fail one activity, so I'm dropping the employee. Dropping the employee, definitely the second task will fail. Drop this one. If I go here and stop debugging, then if I run the package, the first task will start, the second task, this task will fail. So it has to fail. The second one, it got failed. Okay. Now you go, what is the first one? This is success. Also here, keep it ready. Now it's ready, but second task it's failed because the table is not there. We go back and stop. I have the issues. What is the issue here? Let me create the table into EMP. Table is now ready. Now this is ready with the data. Now what I do? Now I have corrected. When I run the package now, it should not run the task 1. Why? Because the failure point is the second. Okay. So it has to start where it has failed. Okay. If you see clearly, starting the second package only, it is not starting the first task. Now this is what is a checkpoint. What is checkpoint? Wherever it is failed, it will start there only. So when you go here and check, you don't have any data here, but the first task has data. I did not do anything here. Okay, so this is what is known as checkpoint. Checkpoint means what? Checkpoint is wherever it is failed, there it has to execute. Only at the task level you can configure the checkpoint, and only at the control flow level you can configure the checkpoint. So checkpoints cannot be configured at the data flow level. Data flow cannot support checkpoints, and data flow and row level checkpoints are not available. I told you, if I have 10,000 rows, I moved say 2,000 rows and the package failed. And when I rerun the package, so I would like to start from where it has failed. So 2001 row onwards, I have to start. Can I use checkpoints for this? The answer is no, because checkpoint cannot be used at the data flow level or at the row level. So checkpoints are only at the task level. Tasks means only at the control flow level, because control flow will have tasks, data flow will have source, destinations, and transformations. So checkpoint is purely for the task level, not at the row level. So checkpoint can be used only at the control flow level or at the task level only. Okay. So cannot use in the data flow at all. Okay. The question is, we discussed checkpoint always works at task level and control flow level only. Chicken. So this is what is the checkpoint. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can just ask. Property, fail package and failure. This you have to make it true. The second thing is that these the properties you have to use. Okay. So this property need to be set property at task level for all tasks, not only one. If you have 10 tasks, you have to configure this. Okay. Checkpoint.